Meetings don't work. Going to a counselor doesn't work. I tried the 12 steps, nothing's working for me. What's up everyone, my name is Greg and I'm an ex-heroin addict. Sounds a little weird, feels a little weird for me to introduce myself that way because I don't really think of myself as an ex-heroin addict. Perspective. Perspective is very important for success in my opinion. Now usually we do a step-by-step, how to do something. I want to approach this video a little differently. I really look back at my success, both coming off heroin, building a successful business, building up relationships, family, another child on the way, and I broke it down into all the main principles I followed since I started coming off the heroin. What was the big turnaround for me? That's what I asked myself. I took hours thinking about this. So instead of giving you a step-by-step of what to do, I want to break it down to principles. So the first thing I want to talk about is that we're all different. Luckily, my parents taught me from a very young age that everyone's different, and they also helped me accept that everyone's different. Accept people for who they are. Some people are born gay, some people are born black, some people are born Christian, kind of born into religion. People are brought up differently, people's chemicals in their heads work differently. We don't really know how anyone else feels but ourselves, right? There's 7 billion, 6 billion people in the world. Who knows if any one of us feels the exact same way inside our own body, because we don't get to step in anyone else's shoes. We only get to fill our own shoes. So understanding that, I think, is very important, because recovery is different for everyone, because everyone's different. The reason this is so important, and this point will hit more and more throughout this video, is because early in my recovery, I was told that you have to go to meetings and you have to follow the 12 steps and you have to do this and that. And it didn't feel right for me. I would go to meetings and I didn't feel right. It didn't fit me. Now, I think that meetings are great for some people, and I think everyone should try meetings. But the point is, everyone is different. Recovery is going to be different for everyone. But understanding that is very important, because if I didn't understand that, I could have easily given up. I could have easily gone to my first meeting and crumbled. I could have said, well, I tried meetings and it didn't work, I'm fucked. Meetings don't work, going to a counselor doesn't work, I tried the 12 steps, nothing's working for me. What you're supposed to do, quote unquote, is not working for me. But instead, I actually remember thinking this, and I took a step back and I thought, maybe I'm different. Maybe I need to approach this a different way. And I did. So instead of throwing in the towel and saying, well, I tried, I said, let me try something else. And of course it was a progression. I tried many of my own ways which failed. I tried many different things which failed, but the point is I kept trying different things, because recovery is different for everyone. Suboxone failed for me multiple times, probably because I was in the wrong place as well. Eventually I got on methadone. Everyone told me that you'll never get off methadone. I got off the methadone. Everyone told me you'll never get off methadone without going through severe withdrawal. I got off without severe withdrawal. Everyone told me that once you get off methadone, you're not going to go anywhere in life. I immediately built a 7-figure business in the first 9 months I was off. They told me that once you're a heroin addict, you'll never go anywhere in life. Yet I built a family. I built friendships. So understanding that everyone is different is extremely important, because it applies to your recovery. It applies to approaching recovery in a different way and realizing the same thing isn't going to work for everyone. So that's point number one, is when you're coming into your recovery, you can't expect something that's working for everyone else to work for you. Just because it's working for a majority of people, even, for example, like 12-step meetings, Doesn't mean that's what's for you. Should you try it? Absolutely. You should definitely try it. Because you need to find out what works for you. You need to be active in finding out what works for you, and you'll feel it when it does. When I stepped into meetings, I didn't feel it. One of the things they do at meetings is they introduce you as, I'm a recovering addict. It's one of the things that didn't sit well with me, because in my mind, this life was going to be over. If I'm moving forward, it's no longer associated with me. And that's why I said it's weird identifying myself as an ex-heroin addict when I open this video, because that's not how I identify myself. I identify myself as someone who used to do heroin if the topic comes up, but on a day-to-day, I don't think about it. It's not how I identify myself. I identify myself as a husband, a father, a brother, a business owner, someone who loves health, someone who's happy, someone who appreciates good people and likes doing good things for other people. That's how I associate myself, not as Greg the ex-heroin addict. So it's definitely weird opening up the video that way, but it's true. I am an ex-heroin addict, but again, perspective, I don't perceive myself that way. So really, those are the first two things: understanding everyone's different, and also perspective, the way you look at things. Am I an ex-heroin addict? Yes, but I don't look at myself that way. I look at myself as someone who used to do heroin. I made mistakes, I fucked up, but I overcame. So those are the first two things: how you look at how you understanding that people are different, knowing that recovery can be different for you, and perspective. Now the next things are more kind of actionable techniques, or how you get there. So number one, it is a big one. It's instant gratification. I started realizing that instant gratification is detrimental in most cases to your long-term success. So what I mean by that is basically the things that make you feel good now usually are going to hurt you in the long run. Some examples: heroin, right? Heroin feels great when you're on it for an hour or two, and then you pay the consequences severely. And the more you do, the more you pay for it. Now, you just do. Not many people do heroin just once, but if you do heroin just once, you probably won't feel great the next day. You probably have a little hangover, maybe just feeling a little down. You do heroin for a week straight, you're going to feel a little worse, maybe a couple days, where you just don't feel yourself. You do heroin for a year every day, you're going to go through some serious withdrawal, and then you're going to have at least a few weeks of pause where you don't feel good, and then you're going to have to keep rebuilding. You do heroin for 5 years, you're in an even deeper hole. So, same thing applies with other things in life. Eating. If you constantly fall for instant gratification in your diet, you constantly eat sugar and drink sodas, you're going to pay for it. It tastes very good at the time, for a few minutes, but then you pay for the long-term effects. You gain weight, your cloudy thinking can lead to depression, anxiety, all types of health problems down the road, diabetes, being obese, which can cause all types of heart problems. Same thing applied with my business. It would have been very easy to make the decision to just turn on the TV and watch TV, to just go out with my friends and put the work aside. But I realized that what made me feel good right then was hurting my long-term goals. So that's a big thing, is understanding that instant gratification is a bitch. Instant gratification will trick you, and instant gratification is responsible for a lot of people not being where they want to be in life. And that really kind of falls in line with the next point, which is I stopped making decisions based off what was the easy decision. So again, the easy decision when you feel like shit and you're withdrawing from heroin is to do heroin again, right? It's easy. Just get your bag out, you do your heroin, you feel better. The problem is the long-term effect. You got to keep dealing with the heroin addiction, and you're putting off the recovery. You're either going to be a heroin addict for life, or you're just going to deal with the recovery process later on. You're delaying the inevitable, or you're going to be a heroin addict all your life. Same thing with diet. Now you're out of shape and you want to get in shape, and you wake up in the morning and you're laying in bed. You're like, I don't feel like working out right now. Just today, I'm just gonna go back to sleep today. It's the easy decision. The easy decision is to hit the snooze button, give yourself another hour and a half, and go about your day when that hour and a half goes up. That's the easy decision. The hard decision is to get up out of bed, go to the gym, but that's the decision that pays off. And it really pays off when you are consistent. So that kind of brings me to the next point, is consistency. Understanding the instant gratification is a bitch. Making the easy decision kind of falls in line with that. It's going to keep setting you back. And then being able to be consistent with it. So being able to consistently make the harder decision over and over. Because as heroin addicts, many of us, we had a week recovery or 2 weeks recovery. So we made the harder decision for a little while. But the problem is we failed with consistency. We get 2 weeks in, we say, oh, I've been good. We go and we trick ourselves just this once, and then we fall right back into it, and you gotta restart. So the last part that I realized when I went back and analyzed, from where I was when I was using heroin to now, is I constantly envisioned where I wanted to be. Whether, you have to use a dream board or a picture, or you just constantly remind yourself, you have something written on your refrigerator. I constantly reminded myself and envisioned, really saw it in my head where I wanted to be, which is where I'm at today. I have the family I want to have. I'm in the financial situation I want to have. I'm my own boss. I make my own schedule. I look the way I want to look. I feel the way I want to feel. And I got there by constantly making the harder decision. Constantly giving up instant gratification, overcoming instant gratification. So this really applies to all areas of life, not just heroin addiction, but all areas of life. It's how I've been successful with my business and health and relationships as well. Is I've constantly made the tougher decision. Unfortunately, in today's world, especially as heroin addicts, we're conditioned to fall victim to instant gratification. You got fast food on every corner. You got on demand on your TV where you can instantly order videos. You got the instant diet pills everywhere. And as a heroin addict, you have your instant fix. So when we come out of heroin addiction, we're conditioned, we already think in the way that we want that easy fix. So one of the biggest things you need to understand is there's no easy fix. People will comment all the time on our videos and they'll say, well, kratom or kratom or however you say it, or or this medicine or that medicine. There's really, for 99.9% of people, I can't speak for everyone, I guess, because we're all different. Stop looking for the easy fix. And even if you do find an easy fix, if you're the lucky, quote unquote, lucky person that's able to find the magic pill to get out of heroin addiction, you're not doing yourself any favors, because then you're still conditioned to have the easy way. So there's a good chance you're not going to get anywhere, because over and over again you're going to keep making the easy decision, which is going to bring you nowhere in life. In order to get where you want to get in life, you need to be prepared to work and constantly, consistently make the harder decision. Getting up out of bed when you don't feel like it. Hopping on the computer, in my case I'm an internet marketer, so I work for a computer. Hopping on the computer when you'd rather be doing 10 other things. Eating that salad when there's a whole plate of cookies and brownies there instead. The problem is it's very easy to fall victim to instant gratification because we can lie to ourselves. Just this once. And I do it all the time with my diet. Not as detrimental, obviously, as to heroin addiction, but the same thing happens where I'll be good for 3 months. Just this once. You know, I think I'll just eat cookies this once. And I'll be during the day. And then that night I'm like, well, I ate them this morning. I might as well just, do it today, and I'll eat them tonight as well. And the next day it's like, just one more day. Then I'm stuck in sugar addiction. Sugar's very addicting. Now, usually I can get it under control, but different topic. But the point is, these are principles that will help you overcome heroin addiction and really any type of struggle in life, or really help you get to where you want to get in life. I'm not good in certain areas. I'm not the best communicator. Yes, my wife will probably tell you that. I'm not the best showing my feelings. A lot of areas I got to work at, but there's definitely an area I'm good at, and that's, at least since I've got off heroin, and over the last few years I've matured, and that is reaching goals. And these are the things that I have been able to see that are responsible for my success. You got to realize people are different, so different things are going to work for different people. Okay? Instant gratification is going to kill you, so be aware of that. Making the easier decision is usually going to set you back long term. And you got to be consistent. Okay? And to get all those things in line, to keep all those things going, constantly envision where you want to be. Because if you don't, you're going to forget very quickly why, and that's going to be easy to fall victim to the easier choice or the instant gratification. So I hope this helps you in your journey through, heroin addiction, or any type of addiction you're in, or any type of struggle, or any type of goal you're trying to really reach in life. Because these have been very important for me. These are definitely why I've achieved the success that I've gone after since I started coming off heroin. So, a little different video here. Hope you all like this style, a little more intimate here, I guess. A little more talking about more principles instead of step by step, because I want people to understand that it is different for everyone. So different things are going to work for different people. So, Greg here, not really an ex-heroin addict. I just used to do heroin. Hope you all like this video. Hope it helps you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video.